If you've ever felt strangely calm instead of homesick when you're away from your parents, this video is about you. There are people who notice this quietly. They hear others talk about longing, about missing home, about counting the days until a visit, and they realize they don't feel the same. Not anger, not hatred, just distance. Sometimes it brings guilt, sometimes confusion, sometimes nothing at all. You may wonder what that says about you. You may have questioned whether something is missing inside you. Early on, it helps to say this clearly. You're not broken. This developed for a reason. This isn't about people who were abandoned or abused in obvious ways. It's about something subtler. A certain kind of emotional history, one that doesn't leave visible damage, but leaves space where closeness should be. The first reason this happens is emotional self-reliance. Some children learn very early that needing too much creates tension, that emotions are inconvenient, that comfort is limited. So they adapt, they learn to soothe themselves, they learn to think instead of feel, they learn not to reach. Not because they were told to, but because it worked. When you grow up that way, missing someone intensely doesn't come naturally. Your nervous system never practiced it. Longing requires a sense that someone will meet you when you reach. If that was uncertain, distance feels safer. The second reason is emotional role reversal. Some parents lean on their children without realizing it, not dramatically, not consciously. A child becomes the calm one, the listener, the stable presence. They learn to manage the emotional temperature of the room. When that happens, the parent stops feeling like a place of rest. They feel like a responsibility. As an adult, you don't ache for responsibility. You feel relief from it. Distance feels neutral, sometimes peaceful. That doesn't mean you don't care. It means closeness was work. The third reason is quiet invalidation, not being yelled at, not being controlled. Just not being fully seen. Your feelings were acknowledged but not entered. Your inner world was tolerated but not explored. You learned that sharing didn't change much. Over time, your emotions learned to stay private, contained. Unnoticed, missing someone deeply requires a history of being emotionally met, of feeling known without explanation. Without that, attachment becomes intellectual. You understand the relationship, you respect it, but your body doesn't ache for it. The fourth reason is early emotional completion. Some people finish their grieving early, not consciously. They accept very young that the relationship will never be a certain way, not worse, just limited. They stop expecting emotional nourishment from it. When you've already adjusted, there's nothing to miss. You're not waiting for something to return. You moved on quietly before you had language for it. And because it happened so early, it doesn't feel dramatic. It feels normal. This is often misunderstood. From the outside, it can look cold, detached, ungrateful. But inside, it's usually calm, stable, self-contained. There may even be affection, just without pull. You can care without yearning. You can respect without longing. That combination confuses people who experience family as an emotional anchor. But for you, family may have been a structure, not a refuge. There's often a specific feeling that comes with this. A sense that visits are manageable, calls are fine, silence is fine too, no ache, no urgency, and that absence of pain can feel suspicious. You might think something is wrong because it doesn't hurt, but not all bonds announce themselves through absence. Some were never allowed to fully form, or they formed in a practical shape instead of an emotional one. It's important to say this carefully. This doesn't mean your parents failed, or that you failed. It means the emotional environment shaped you toward independence instead of attachment, toward observation instead of immersion, toward steadiness instead of longing. Those traits helped you survive emotionally. They reduced friction. They kept things predictable. They made sense at the time, and they stayed. So when you notice you don't miss your parents the way others do, it isn't emptiness. It's adaptation. It's a nervous system that learned not to line. It's an emotional posture that once kept you steady. This wasn't a flaw, it was protection.